this one. Hello.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
Maybe they're the original
From Rena?
RENANS.
Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the RENANS down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as RENANS in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the RENANS were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
The hell? Artificial Danans?
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language, people of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
The
It was a way to
arts?
bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes?
So even the
In
RENANS are
essence, we were
slaves.
created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries.
They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert
Nanomachines.
into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
Yeah, he's so calm. The hell?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
I thought we were almost at the end of the game, but...
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all,
Yeah.
some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Yeah, he's so freaking calm. What's this? Examine? So they're just monitoring everything. Lenegus, Dana, Dana? No. Dana. Freaking hell, I can't pronounce. So they're just monitoring Dana, Lenegus, and Rena. Curious.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes.
Whoa.
Do you know what its main objective was?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
It was to use Lenegus to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
so that's why we have
I take it the
Lenegus.
solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
Oh.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans and Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
The crown contest.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new sovereign had to be made as well.
That's Volron.
It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
How many people died?
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are.
So what's gonna happen
Are
when
we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
So what's gonna happen when it's
He talks
done?
like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember
Yeah.
that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Damn.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for.
Yeah, I guess.
Does everyone agree?
They answered a lot of
Agreed.
questions.
Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans,
Yes.
who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus,
Crown contest.
the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us.
Yeah, we have
Because
time.
it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
All right, so we're gonna have
Everyone's
to talk
just
to
gone
the...
their own way, huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's hit up each spot.
Yeah, are you a shop? Oh, there's a fast travel point here. Yeah. All right. Now we're fine. We still have food effects. So we're here to talk to people. Oh, we have a skit. Skit it, baby.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
So it's actually the Great Spirit.
Assuming we can believe anything that Hevric 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
Helganquil, fruits
But if
of
Hevric
Helgen.
35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. all of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
We're gonna kick the spirit's ass.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
Alright. So let's head on. No, we're not supposed to head on. Let's go talk to our party members. Well, let's save first. Alright, hello again, party people. So, yeah. It's been a week since the last upload. Yeah, I wasn't feeling hot. I was feeling not well while I was recording last week. So I had to abruptly end the recording. But we're back here. And we are talking to these people. So hello everybody, my name is Axel and welcome back to Tales of Arise. I finally got the name of the game right. Hey, we're talking to people here. So let's talk to other people here. Where are we supposed to go? Where are we supposed to go? Check on the other party members. Oh yeah. So we've split up. So we'll talk to everybody and then, of course, we're gonna talk to Shion last. As usual. What up, Kisara?
Oh, it's you two.
Oh, we
Does
have
he seem
Shion
like
with
he's
us.
doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the RENANS and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own.
I guess the
But
Great
if that
Spirit is
thing's
the biggest
hell-bent on
asshole
trying to
here.
destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As
we
for
will
the
do that.
RENANS, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well,
Yeah.
I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible.
Yeah, Helganquil,
But
yeah.
at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Democracy.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's
Good
no
character
small task.
development for Rinwell.
We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
It still isn't clear why the ring Helganquil, what the hell is their name? The Great Spirit wants all these astral energy. So yeah, like we discovered earlier, the Danans and Renans are basically the same, but the Helganquil, or the true forms of the Red Lady, Actually, I guess they did some tweaks. Gave...
Are you just going to keep standing
Shut
around
up.
or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
I'm monologuing. Leave me alone. So yeah, that was a big shocker. That everything's been I guess some kind of a game. We don't know the prize yet, so we'll see. Anyway, we still have other people to talk to. What up, Rinwell?
You both seem awfully calm.
Yeah, and it's
Only
hot.
because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dan and mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that,
But it does make sense.
Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah, I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Be a
Rinwell,
liaison.
That great spirit worries me too, though.
Yeah, we gotta kick its ass.
Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire
Yes.
planet?
That's the question.
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
And they're just
Maybe.
observing.
But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
Look at the
We
little
won't.
over there.
We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Yeah. We still need to know... What's this? Examine. Deg Faisal construction... Oh yeah. Deg Faisal is the name of the place here. Where else do we go? Over here. 2 more. So we gotta talk to Dohalim last. What up, Law?
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really?
I am.
You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you
Yeah.
forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
Of course,
it
I
was
forgot
really
about
that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law,
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle
Yeah,
right now.
it's too much for everybody.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about.
Yeah. Why are
All I
you
want to
fighting?
do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Cool. What up, Dohalim?
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the RENANS?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other RENANS out there.
When you say the other RENANS, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain.
Yeah, one
Putting
problem at a
aside
time.
the untold state that Rena may be in. If we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace RENANS with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us RENANS. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the RENANS can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
I guess.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the RENANS?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for RENANS to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
That's nice. Oh, you got
You're too
speechless.
kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you,
Of course.
my friend.
So many talking.
Well,
Oh.
it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the RENANS?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years.
Yep.
All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danon, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Unity between Renans
When we
and
were
Danons?
talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But
Yeah.
if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah, I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Man.
Well,
So-
is
and
everybody
we're
ready
not
to
done
do
with
what
the
needs to be
dialogue.
done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What?
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Yeah, we never got to hear your thoughts about this.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with
Why
it.
though? Why?
That
Why?
alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision.
Alright.
And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
So how do we deal with it?
We don't know anything for certain.
Alright.
At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
Still need to go to Rena.
while the main body resides in Rena.
Ah, there.
Shion,
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
Yes.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous. large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegus were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
So what?
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Do we call an army?
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time.
Maybe he has intel.
It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort.
Yeah.
Let's go see what that is.
Alright.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
And we have a skit.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegus, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegus is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
Assholes.
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegus is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegus is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegus. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Any more skit? Alright. Yeah, I think I'm beginning to see the flaw. I think I mentioned this earlier in a previous recording. Too many talking. We have skits, we have cutscenes. They're interesting, but we want to play a game, right? We don't want to read a story, although the story is, I guess, interesting enough. Still, we're supposed to be playing a game, not reading something. Anyway, we gotta talk to that 35 dude. So let's go do that.